All right, so the phone rings. Hey, Chuck, can you do me a favor? Do it in a hurry. And this is from one of my jewelry store owners out of state. I'm like, yeah, send it to me. I'll knock it out. And then this came. I get this mounting right here. Pretty mounting. And I got this diamond. Hang on here. Let me flip it around so you can see it. And then I got that emerald cut diamond right there. The problem is the mounting is too big for the emerald cut. Not too much, but enough it's going to affect it. And the mounting needs to be sized down. So the first thing I'm going to do is reach up here and grab some fingernail polish. Green was just on sale that day. Back off. Pull back. Okay. Green was just on sale that day, which is why I bought the green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my diamond and I'm going to put a dot. I'm going to put a dot on it right there. And the reason, and when I get the mounting ready, I'll put a dot on the mounting somewhere. That way, every time I take this emerald cut out, because all four corners are a little different, I want it to go back in the exact same way. So that's what this is for. So now, what I think I'm going to do, I could probably set it in this head, and I'm going to explore that, but I really think what I'm going to do is come across right here with a very fine saw blade and cut across there, bend it together, join it, and then see how it looks. And I may go across this way and do it like this as well. I don't know, but either way, I think I'm going to size it first. Let me get that out of the way. It needs to be a 5 1/4, so you can see we've got some material to remove. So let's focus in right here, Anna. And 7 1/4 to a 5 1/4 is two sizes, and it doesn't matter if I go 10 to 8, if I do 15 to 13, the difference between the sizes is the same. So I'm going to go two sizes right like that. Then let me grab my ring and kind of pull back where you can kind of see this whole area. So what I'm going to do is kind of decide about where this is, where center is, and I'm only going to mark one side, like that. Then we'll put it right up here. We'll run a saw blade through that. Then I'm going to spin it around. I'm going to use that as a guide. Just helps me center it up a little bit. Then I'm going to come right inside that line. All right, now watch this. I'm going to cut it about 90%. Then I'm going to come over here and cut it about 90%. So now, let's go all the way through carefully. I don't want to like spend a lot of time. The more you cut, the more the ring wiggles. And I don't want that to happen. So now watch this. Boom. We'll just let the cleaning crew get that little piece of gold. Now, here's a problem. When I bend this to, do you see it go too fast? What was that? I just felt one little diamond drop. That diamond just fell out right there. which is why you got to be careful. I'm already fully expecting 2 or 3 of these little diamonds to come out. All right, just one more little bend right there. All right, now we'll solder that. Now we're going to do 2 things here. One, let me get a pair of tweezers on this to kind of push that joint together. Okay. Now where the diamond fell out, let me reconfigure this and I'll show you what happened. Okay, so it's hard to see, but right here is where that mounting wanted to buckle. So what I'm going to do is come in here and I'm going to attempt, put some flux on it. Let me get some solder and we're going to attempt to solder that. All right, now these little mountings, they're called micro pave, and they're very popular, but they don't hold diamonds to save their life. And they break like this all the time. And chances are I'll probably see this ring a dozen times over its lifespan, just replacing all these little diamonds. All right, now let's come up here and just see if we can draw that solder up through that joint if we need to. It's hard to see, but I think I see it coming up. So, all right, we're done. Okay, so we just took this out of the pickling compound, which is just a cleaner that gets all of the fire scale off of it. And another diamond fell out in here. So it needed to be kind of cleaned and filtered. So I take an empty jar, put a coffee filter on it, put a rubber band around it. That says my lunch is ready. And we're just going to pour it through here. And when we get to the end, because we needed to clean it, you can kind of see all the sludge that ends up from dirt that comes off of jewelry. So when we get to the end, if we're lucky, there's going to be a diamond right in there. And there's 2 diamonds in here. Makes me wonder where the other one goes, because it doesn't go in my ring. But a lot of times we'll lose like a little diamond out of something, and if we don't find it immediately, we'll just put another one in. And so it's probably what happened. But anyway, all right, I found my diamond. I looked this over, and I've really got no choice but to cut it. But you know what? I want a bigger saw blade. Hang on. And carefully come through here. All right, and you can see that I reset this diamond right here, and that crack was pretty substantial, so we had to do a little bit of work on it, but we've got that completely repaired. And this was the other diamond that came out. I've got that in there and tight. So, and then I've gone through all of these and made sure everything's tight. So now, give me a second to grab a pair of pliers, and I'll show you what's next. All right, now what we want to do, what we're looking at is this cut right here and this one over here, that we want to bring these 2 together. Now, I'm going to take this diamond and drop it in there. We'll look at it through my microscope. And I need to go further, so I'm going to cut it again. Okay, take a pair of pliers. Put my diamond in there again. All right, that's close enough. So now let's go to the laser welder and let's take these two little cuts and weld them together. All right, here goes number one. Let me line that up a little better. Hang on. All right. And a lot of people would laser weld it and leave it, but not me. I'm not that good with a laser welder. I'm better with a torch, so I used my laser welder just to kind of hold it in place. But also when I solder it, I want you to pay attention how I'm getting these prongs red hot. I'm just going through and kind of pre-annealing them and softening them up a little bit so they'll move easier. All right. Okay, so I've got this soldered here, and if you'll look here, see how the prongs are kind of curved in? It's now time to straighten those up. For the record, I don't know why they did that when they made this mounting, but now also, and we're going to clean this up where the solder joint is, but I'm not going to do that till I'm ready to do my final cleanup. So now you'll notice along this mounting, you can see the green fingernail polish. So now the green fingernail polish and the polish on the diamond are kind of match up. So now, and I want you to shoot straight down on top of this and tell me when you get a good focus. Okay. All right, this prong right here is not really on that corner. So I'm going to move it just a little. This one's good. This one's good. This one needs to come over. Get that out of the way. But see why I want that fingernail polish on there? To make sure this diamond goes back in the same way. All right, everything's close enough to start cutting our seats. I'm going to cut a notch in this prong. You can see it right there. And there's kind of a little pre-cut notch in here that I'm just going to follow. Buy an emerald cut. Buy the mounting separate. It'll be easy, they said. Chuck can do it. All right, now I'm just going to do some housekeeping here with my burr. Finding little bumps, I call them interferences, where the diamond's going to bump. Get rid of them. Now let's cross our fingers, find the green stuff. There it is. It's now black stuff because my fingers have been all over it. All right, I kind of like everything, but now I'm going to do something I do every time. I'm going to spin it around and put the diamond in opposite of what I just cut for, because sometimes you just never know. It fits better that way. Son of a bitch, it fits better that way. All right. So before I start moving these prongs, because once I start moving the prongs, that diamond's in there, I need to clean and polish this and clean up all of our work. Okay. Wish me luck. So what we're going to do is start moving these prongs over. There's no easy way to hold this. Okay, now we're going to move this prong. Now this one. Now this one up here. All right, now if you look at it, we're not tight yet. So now it's just a matter of very calculated little moves to bring these prongs down and get that stone set even and straight. So it's just a little one here, little one here. Look at it, push things where you want them. Little squeeze here. Look at it, shove things where you want them. Another little squeeze here. I'm pretty happy getting there. Last prong. Now it's just kind of I'm just going to try to move things a little bit to make it look even. Because once again, all four corners of this are not the same. After a while, you get tunnel vision. And anybody setting a diamond like this and you're like, oh, I can't get it straight, set it down for 24 hours and come back and you'll forget everything you were staring at. And chances are it's perfectly straight, which is kind of what I'm facing right now under a deadline. All right, I'm going for cleanup and polish.